Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. The president of Turkey, Mr. Erdogan, must be a real pain in the ass for these weasels in the West. They tried to get rid of him, I think, and they couldn't. They were not able. I think that was in 2016. They tried to democratically depose him. That was unsuccessful either. Erdogan is too independent. You like him or not, he's a very pragmatic guy. He's a politician and he's smart, and most of all, he's got balls. He's an opportunistic guy, which is he looks at whatever works for his people, for his country, and for himself, and he grabs it with courage. With courage. Well, you like it, don't like it, that's what Erdogan does. They try to pull Erdogan in. When he wants to stay, they push him out. I'm talking about the European Union. In NATO, the same thing. You're with us, but then you're by yourself. You're with the Russians, you're with us, you're with Ukrainians. You are with nobody but with yourself. And I think that's good for the Turks. Nevertheless, what's going on here? This guy is, I think, in the West, the weasel politicians hate Erdogan's guts because Erdogan does not follow the script, which is come out and say or call Putin, he's a criminal, Putin is a dictator, Putin is this, Putin is that, Russia invaded this, Ukraine is a saint country, and Zelensky is the second Jesus Christ. So, on the contrary, this article here, coming from Ukrainska Pravda, reveals what or how Erdogan feels about Putin, and it's contrary to the expectations of the Western weasels. You can call them leaders, I call them weasels. So, Ukrainska Pravda. Erdogan does not share, quote-unquote, negative attitude towards Putin. Claims Russia is, quote-unquote, no ordinary country. I mean, he is not saying anything revolutionary over there. He's not saying anything that, oh my God, how can I, how did you get this conclusion? At least regarding the last part, no ordinary country. That's by definition, that should not surprise people. And regarding the other ones, that he does not share negative attitude towards Putin, well, he has his own convictions, experiences, understanding, and most of all, agenda and interest. So let's see what is going on here. Erdogan, president of Turkey, does not share the, quote-unquote, negative attitudes of the leaders of certain other states towards Vladimir Putin, said states plural, whose country has been waging an aggressive war against Ukraine for more than a year and a half. That's the mantra. Source: Erdogan to Turkish journalists in New York on Wednesday, 20th of September, as reported by European Pravda, with reference to Bloomberg. Details: both leaders and prime ministers, this is Erdogan talking, so both leaders and prime ministers have negative attitudes towards Putin. Of course, we do not have the same attitude. Of course, we don't have the same attitude. I do not find these attitudes right, because Russia is not an ordinary country, the Turkish leader said. He added that Russia is one of the leading grain producers in the world, so, and I'm quoting, such a country cannot be ignored. And I'm quoting, we will continue our relations with Russia in a positive way. Interest. Erdogan said, referring to Turkey's desire to become a hub for natural gas exports to Europe and Ankara's dependence on imports of Russian gas. Therefore, cheap gas, you have a better economy, or you're supposed to. A few days ago, the Turkish president said that he trusts Russia as much as it does the West, and believes Putin wants to end the war in Ukraine as soon as possible. The problem is under what kind of circumstances. No, I like peace, but I like it done under my terms. That's what Napoleon said. I'm a man of peace, but I want the peace to be done on my terms, like everybody else. Oh, you don't want to have peace? I want to have peace. Give me that, go over there, stay there, blah, 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 blah. We want to have peace. No, I can't have that. See, you don't love peace because you oppose my orders. Oh, man. So, Turkey is a member of NATO and supports the territorial integrity of Ukraine by providing it with assault drones. However, Ankara has refused to join the sanctions imposed against Russia because of the invasion, claiming to be a mediator between Kiev and Moscow. Self-interest. Putin met with Erdogan in Sochi. In early September, the Turkish president had hoped to restore the Black Sea Grain Initiative. No, he didn't hope that. He hoped to have a different deal, which he got with United Arab Emirates and with Russia. United Arab Emirates provides the money, the Turks provide with the logistics, and the Russians provide the supply of grain. Ukraine out of the game. That's what it was. The Turkish president had hoped to restore the Black Sea Grain Initiative, but was unable to do so. European Pravda covered the Turkish leader's visit in detail. Russia deferred, blah, blah, blah. Well, it says Russian defeat for Erdogan. How Turkish leader failed to secure Ukraine grain deal with Putin. He didn't even try. Let me give you this. Erdogan doesn't give up where the grain comes from. If it comes from Zelensky's ass or from Putin's ear. He doesn't care. Or Lavrov's balls. Doesn't care. Believe me. And from what I read in an article claiming that they have data from the United Nations, Turkey gets 20%. No, 30% of the Ukrainian grain. 38% goes to the European Union. 30 to Turkey, 20 goes to China, and about between 2 and 3% to the global south that these guys are all they care about. Not the 38 going to Europe. No. That's unimportant. We care about the 2-3% going to the global south, supposedly. So yes, Erdogan acts like India to a certain extent, without providing any. India doesn't provide any parts with like NATO. They don't provide NATO or Russia with weapons. I didn't say Ukraine because Ukraine are just unfortunately the executors and the providers are the other guys. But India again follows its own interest, and that's it, self-interest. The country, their people. That's the first concern of a leader. It's your people, not those people like you in your family. The main concern is you, so you can provide for your family, the loved ones, not for the neighbors or the friends. They come after you are safe and you're good to work and provide for them. And then if everything is clear and nice and the roads are paved and we have health insurance and so on, and we're not overcharged with the medication, the schools are not garbage and so on, then you can look and help, I don't know, other countries in need, like France or other countries. But you don't take from your children and give it to the neighbor. Because if that's the supposed behavior, then the neighbor will take from his children and give it to us, to my children. So that means I give it to the neighbor gives it to me. Takes it from his children and gives it to my children, I take it from my children and give it to his children. How idiotic that is. What do you think that does? Breaks a bond in the family. That's exactly what these guys want. And who these guys are? You figured it out. I can't really say it here, but I will slowly and surely. Just a hint here, an idea there, a name there, and you can connect the dots if you don't have that picture clear enough yet. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.